Taking a break from the Pierce today, getting ready for Good Guys this coming week. Doing an oil pump on the Packard. Should be pretty easy, but like every project, probably will have some delays. So stay tuned. So here's the difference between the two. This is the Oldsmobile pump. Here's the Packard pump and vacuum pump. So the pump came from it's either Packard V8 Limited in Washington. Forget the gentleman's name actually. He's only doing this was this June 2023. Probably will only be doing this for the next year or so. So if you need one, get it. And if it's 2026 when you're watching this, he's probably not making these anymore. This does require a fair bit of machining. On this, you need to have a custom double D to hex for the Packard to Oldsmobile. This spacer here needs to be machined. You have a copper gasket. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you that the visual difference. You can see where the vacuum line is here. What you need to do over here is put this is the vacuum port here inside, and the vacuum line here. They tell you to put a brass plug here on the outside. So I'll take this off, put a brass plug in there. You probably could put one in here, but obviously the risk of it coming out. So that machine block gives them access for these two main bolts. And then obviously this is where the shaft goes up in there. You can't even see the double D, but yeah, that's the difference between the two. I'm gonna keep this one. I have a friend that has a 56 Caribbean, and actually this is his shop, so we're gonna keep that one just in case. His needs to be rebuilt in the future. We'll have a core, so he's not sort of stranded without a car. So anyway, I'm going to test fit this. It tells you to test fit it, put the pan on, test fit it, and then make sure there's no interference. And then we'll put it back. Okay, so per the instructions, I put the block. I test fit this all to make sure it wouldn't interfere, which it doesn't. The block just goes bare from the main cap down to the block, no gasket material. The shim gets copper sealant around the oil hole on the top side, and then you can see it around the base of the oil pump. Torque to 35 pounds. Obviously I have the shaft in there, so it's a tidy little unit. I did take this is where your vacuum plug is, so I'm gonna get a plug here. You can see the vacuum line still there. I'm gonna get a plug there, brass plug. So now I'm going to get the gasket on the old oil pan, or the old oil pan gasket off, get it all cleaned up, and then put it all back together. But it was pretty straightforward. Should go back together a lot sooner, or a lot quicker than I took apart of, like everything. So So this is after Good Guys. I just wanted to show you what I had to do to get the oil pan back on. It was a little bit of a hiccup. I had to take this front splash pan off, and with getting the car ready for Good Guys, I just wasn't able to video everything. So I figured I'd circle back around, show you what I had to do. Then maybe we'll do a surprise guest appearance here in a minute. So I had to take this splash pan off to get to the front. Actually, 2 on this side and 1 on this side. They were just too hard to get them started. Was able to get them off on the other side, or from the back side, but I just wasn't able to get them started. So you can see I actually, for this exhaust pipe, there was a heat riser that I immediately dropped when I took it off. Of course, cast iron, it shattered. So I actually took that pipe off, made a spacer, or made the downpipe longer. So that took a day to take that home, get it welded back up. And then actually I did have a little exhaust leak there, so it was sort of a blessing in disguise. I was able to solve that exhaust leak. I think I have, like I said, 50 to 60 pounds oil pressure, which before I was 20 at idle, 45, 48 at throttle on the highway. So we're a little bit better oil pressure, but the point is that it's not sucking air when it's hot. That was the main issue. Doesn't look like it's doing that. I do still have a little bit of a lifter tick if I drive it for a while, or it's running for a couple hours. So I may address that. I'm going to drive it for a little bit to see if that eventually goes away. Keep in mind this car sat for, I think, 15 years without starting, so it's possible that the lifter's just stuck. But I was trying to alleviate having to take the top half of the motor off if I didn't have to, knowing that this oil pump was an issue anyway on these cars. So anyway, it's back on. Had a good time with Good Guys. Had a couple people wanting to buy the car, which obviously it's not for sale yet. I want to get the Pierce done, although I probably, if I have room to store it, I probably won't sell it anyway. It's just too fun to drive. So stay tuned. We might have something here coming up, a surprise. So a little surprise. I was talking to a friend of mine. Said his son was driving an 11, so we're here at my buddy's shop, closed course, and I thought, you know what, I'll surprise CJ and let him drive this for his first car. So my son's in the front. I just gave him a tutorial. As you can see, he's super nervous. All right, go ahead, buddy. Take your foot off the brake. Put your foot on lightly. All right, so the harder you press, the harder it's gonna stop. So just go super light, and you can go up in here. Stop at the end of the parking spots, okay? Turn the wheel. You gotta turn the wheel straight. Go and turn. Turn, right. There you go. There you go. All right, stop. Now hit the P. Yeah. Now you have your foot on the brake, hit the P. Now you can take your foot off the brake. That's park. Now you park. Is that pretty cool?
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool.